Welcome to the Covid-19 daily update. As I'm pressing this thing, and there it goes. I think I got it now. There's the timer. Hi, I'm Pat O'Melia. Welcome to the Covid-19 coronavirus update. It's coronavirus all the time. As you are living it, you know what I'm talking about. I like to start every update with, we will get past this. 96% of the cases of COVID-19 are mild. You know, if you get it, you will survive. Odds are way in your favor. Take your time, like I did this morning. This morning I was 97.3. Get to the studio, we disinfected. Actually, I have a can of liquid gold now. Lysol disinfectant spray. So I got in, I did my keyboards, Mike did his keyboards, everything we touched, we sanitized today. For that matter, I even got hand sanitizer for the studios. Now this little bottle here, which I don't know how many ounces are in it because everything is in Chinese outside of the numerals, cost me about $18 on Amazon. But we need it in the studio, 75% alcohol. You put a little drop on your hand, and you can feel it. Payroll protection program. I've been attempting to file for that. You have to have a relationship with the bank to do it. Don't think you just go to any bank. You have to have an account at whatever bank you're filing with as of February 2020. You're going to need your 940s for 2019, your 941 for all the quarters, and it wouldn't hurt. They want the payroll for February. By now, you got your first quarter for 2020. You can send that. The interface at TD Bank yesterday was telling me I wasn't eligible when it didn't even know who the hell I was. I didn't put any account numbers or names or anything, just some softball questions in the beginning. So I think there was a problem there. Stimulus money. Some people have received theirs. I only know one person, my daughter. My oldest daughter has hers. My youngest, not yet. I didn't get it. Mike here hasn't gotten it. Nobody else I know has received it. You can go to irs.org and then click on Get My Payment, and it will tell you what your status is. Now, if they haven't processed your return yet, you have no status. I'm in that. Oddly enough, my two daughters and I all filed at the same time with the same accountant, but for some reason they didn't get to filing mine yet. It is looking more and more like COVID-19 is a manufactured virus. It wasn't a freak of nature here or something that came out of the wet markets. There are 2 labs in Wuhan, China, and it's looking very strong that it was manufactured, supposedly in an effort for China to show how well they can deal with the disease. Like every science fiction movie you've ever seen, anybody who creates something in the lab, of course it escapes. And that's what happened here. If that proves to be true, and China is really putting up another Great Wall of China to stop any investigation, then China is going to have to need to do some payments to the United States. And since we owe China a lot of money, maybe we just cancel some debt. But if it turns out they manufacture it and then try to cover it up, which I'm guaranteeing you that's what happened, repercussions. Payments will have to be made. Tucker Carlson and Governor Murphy were on television last night. Governor Murphy was a guest of Tucker. A pretty good interview. Murphy did well until he got to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights over a lot of the executive decisions that Governor Murphy had made, closing the parks, social distancing, closing the churches. Constitution, guarantees your right to assemble, your right to worship. And Tucker kept asking him about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. What gives you the authority to overstep that? And at first he kind of laughed it off. Then he said, I was never thinking about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. See, when this is all said and done, we're going to study this for years. There are going to be lawsuits that come out over some of the actions the governor has taken. In Michigan, there were really draconian decisions made there where the population actually got together and they just protested in the Capitol. They just clogged the roads and said, you can't go to Home Depot to buy paint now. Michigan governor is rethinking that status. It's been a month, I believe, today, that we've been shut down here in New Jersey. and we're still testing positive left and right. Again, we're going to look back on all this and find out what steps made sense. We've been social distancing. Business has been closed. We're probably putting most businesses into Chapter 11, and yet we're still getting positive tests left and right. Was it worth doing all this? History will tell us. Governor Cuomo probably had the best line when it came to COVID-19. Now, who's responsible? Who didn't act fast? Why didn't we do this in March, and why didn't we do that in February? And I paraphrase here. Everyone was wrong about everything. And you know what? That's probably the truth. From the president to the governors to the mayors, you could only go by the information of your health experts. And it's like anything else, garbage in, garbage comes out. And, from February on, nobody was really taking a strong look at this or a fearsome look at it, right up to around the 12th or 13th of March, where the health director of the state of New York, the city of New York City, was telling you, go to the Lunar New Year, go out in the crowd, go to the movies, do all this. Then, 3 days later, the hammer came down. So the powers that be made decisions based on the information. If you had one case of COVID in January or February, you closing down the country? We dealt with SARS, we dealt with the swine flu, we deal with the flu, we dealt with everything. When AIDS came around in the 80s, we didn't close everything down. You dealt with, you dealt with it as the information you had dictated. And I believe that's what happened here. Cancel rent day is becoming a possibility. Brian Stack, the senator from Union City, has a bill that passed the Senate. We're waiting for the Assembly and the governor to act on it. That will get you rent assistance. The thing is, we're here in the middle of April. We knew this was going to happen. These are the things that should have happened at the end of March to help with the rents. Now, the payments under Brian Stack's bill will go directly to the landlords, but it will be assistance. President Trump is looking at restarting our economy and our country. Like I said yesterday, I can see a rolling restart. I want you to keep in mind, China's economy is fully open. We can't fall behind and let China become the dominant economy, because with money comes the power. You look at the maps as we go through today, you'll see where in the city of Jersey City, I was counting it today, it's like we have more cases than 23 or 27 states in the United States in Jersey City. You can do a rolling restart here in the United States. I think it was like Wyoming had 200 cases. There are some that just aren't affected. Let's put the USA map up, Mike. Actually, seeing my notes, put the map up. Here's our USA map today. As you see, the biggest red blot is the tri-state area, and Jersey City is a big part of that. New York City is huge numbers there. But as you go along, you're looking at the rest of the country. You got the West Coast and East Coast, but you see how it's starting to funnel into Illinois, Wisconsin area, that sort of thing. But you can see where you can start opening states, that we won't inflict harm onto the food supply. If you're sitting in Wyoming that I think had 200 cases, why are you closed? So, I can see a rolling restart. New York, New Jersey, they may be at the end of that rolling restart. United States, we have 636,917 cases. We have suffered 28,583 deaths as of today. Positive number, recovery of 49,901. And we've seen the map there. Since yesterday, 10,271 people have recovered from COVID-19. There are positive signs. The state of New Jersey, I show that Jersey map, which is getting pretty ominous. Look at that. That big red blot. That's Hudson County, Essex County. Bergen County is still leading the state here, but it's starting to travel down a little bit more into South Jersey. You don't have the big red dots, but you got red down there. New Jersey, we've got 71,030 cases of coronavirus. We have suffered 3,156 deaths. Hudson County is really creeping up there at 8,242. Ocean County, where we are broadcasting today in the Ready to Roll studios, 4,016 cases. And Bergen County is leading the state at 10,848 cases of coronavirus. There are positive signs. Again, I can get more information at Jersey City than some of the other towns in New Jersey. Jersey City Medical Center, like 115 beds are available, 113. Christ Hospital has 164 beds. Right now, 131 of them are full, and they're saying 80% of them are COVID-19 cases. That is down from the day before. There are 32 beds available. There are 22 ventilators available. Again, COVID-19, 96% of the cases are mild. A lot of these people are going to the emergency room, and they determine you got these symptoms, you may have COVID, or they get the test, and they send them home. Unless you're really presenting, you can't breathe, they're going to send you home until you present a real reason to be hospitalized. And like I said, 26% of the people are asymptomatic. They don't even know they have it. So, and when you look at the cases and the amount of cases versus the population, fractions. Jersey City, we have 2,717 cases. Again, we are just a few hundred yards away from New York City, and we have 3 holes in the ground called the Path, where people go back and forth to New York City. So it's basically the Coronavirus Express that's going back and forth, not counting the buses that run back and forth. We have suffered 156 deaths. The highest group that are afflicted is from 31 to 50 years of age. The average death of a Jersey City resident is 66 years. From 61 to 75 years of age account for 65.3% of all the Jersey City deaths. 70% are male, and that's down from 75% a couple of days ago. And from age of 31 to 60 years of age, that represents 59.9%, 60% of all the Jersey City COVID-19 cases. New York City, let's put up New York City, Mike. Well, the state of New York. Now you can see we're talking about a rolling restart. Once you get out of New York City and Long Island, the southern portions of the state of New York, you can reopen the state. You know, it's pretty tough to tell somebody who's upstate New York that, you know, you got to stay home and shelter in place when there's nothing going on up there. Those parts of New York State can open. That's why Cuomo is saying, yeah, he's not 100% against Trump's idea of reopening, but there is an issue when we get to New York City, Long Island, and of course Jersey City about reopening those economies. And believe me, we need to reopen those economies, or we are going to put ourselves into a depression here, and you're going to have China's economy, where this all originated from, becoming the dominant economy globally. Positive signs, like I said, they're out there. New York City, you got 118,302 cases. They have suffered 8,215 deaths. The state of New York itself has 213,779 dead. New York State, has 213,779 cases. They have suffered 11,586 deaths. They've lost 11,586 New York State residents, and like 70% of those are from the city of New York. Remember, COVID-19, you want to get a test, go to your municipality's website, your county's website, or the state. There are like 60 some odd testing sites now. I think they're starting to open the motor vehicles, and you're going to drive right through and get swabbed, the inspection stations. Rutgers just came up with a test for the swabbing. Remember, the symptoms: runny nose, sore throat, cough, fever, difficulty breathing, loss of appetite. One of the first symptoms, I'm told, is the loss of taste and smell. So it's runny nose, sore throat, cough, fever, difficulty breathing, loss of appetite, loss of taste and smell. And if you are type A blood, take extra precautions. Supposedly, you may be extra susceptible to this. Remember, as I keep saying, 96% of these cases are mild. If you do get it, it's not a death sentence, that's for sure. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Keep that social distance, 6 to 8 feet. Wear the mask. Make your own like I did. I got the shop towel with the elastic for my old safety glasses. Makes for a good mask. Gloves. Stay at home as much as you can. You go out as you need, get some air. But keep the social distancing. Stay healthy. And if you can get some of this stuff, get the hand sanitizer, anything to keep you safe. I'm Pat Amelia. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay healthy. Good night.